completely different from each other. Okay, it is true that we all carry DNA, but yet we have different or we have some variations that separate us from individual to individual. Okay, now of our offspring, the parents present are mainly two, that means one couple, one must be the father and the other must be the mother. Okay. Now, both the father and mother consist of a set of chromosomes that are in diploid form. Okay, diploid form means 2n. Father also consists of 2n and mother also of 2n. Okay. Now tell me if there is any kind of fusion in between them and there is produced an offspring, then this 2n set of chromosome will get deducted into okay, and the process by which the offspring will form and the separation of these diploid into haploid will be known as it will be known as fertilization. Okay, in the process of fertilization, the offspring is been formed when the two gametes fuses together. Okay, now under heredity, who is known as the father of genetics? Mendel is known as the father of genetics, as he was the first one to work with bio as well as mathematics, so that he can derive that what is that thing that brings us what? That makes all of us different from each other. Okay, now Mendel experimented over pea plant. Mendel experimented over whose scientific name is Comia stand up? Scientific name of pea plant is Okay. Now he worked on how many characters of pea plants? 7 different characters, and from that he concluded that all these characters are not similar in every organism and they vary from one another, and on this basis he explained law of inheritance. That says that the organisms that are formed from their parents first carry some of the genes from them by the help of gametogenesis. After gametogenesis, fertilization takes place, then the offspring carries certain characters from them. Okay, now the characters that are seen in us or in the offspring is mainly dominant or recessive? It is mainly dominant. Okay, now we will start up. What is the meaning of dominant character?
Dominant character means it expresses itself over the recessive character.
Yes, the character that can express itself over the another character, that's what we call as dominant one. And the one that gets unmasked or is unable to express itself, we will call it as recessive character. Sit down. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now mainly in pea plant, he went for self-crossing or self-breeding or cross-breeding. Cross-breeding. Okay. And he named the factors seen by him as dominant or recessive. Okay, at that time he was unable to guess that what these factors are. That's why he used this term factor, but later on we call it as traits. We call it as traits. Done? Okay. Now we will move on to laws of inheritance. Second one is law of dominance. And the third one is law of independent assortment. Okay. Now, out of these three laws, the first law is based on monohybrid cross. Okay. Shubham, stand up. What is the meaning of monohybrid cross? What is the meaning of monohybrid cross? When two parents are involved and we cross them, then it is known as monohybrid cross. Mono means one. Hybrid means mixture of something. Okay, sit down. Who can answer to this question? Raise your hand. Raise properly. Raise your hand properly. Stand up. When we study one character at a time, that means when there is a cross in between only one type of trait, we will call it as monohybrid cross. Suppose we are taking a character that is height of the plant. We are taking the character that is height of a plant. Then how many characters is it carrying? Only one, that means the height. Okay, it could be either capital T or it could be small t. Okay, these are the pure forms of a trait. Okay, and a trait is consist of two alternative forms that we call as allele. Okay, now if this is our P1 and this is also a parent, but this we will consider as P2. Okay, after crossing them we will get capital T and small t. Okay, there, here we get capital T, from here we get small t. This is what our process of gametogenesis is. Got it? Okay, and under this process of gametogenesis, the capital T and small t that we will get, it will come under which kind of generation? F1, that means filial generation 1. Got it? Okay. Now, this law of segregation explains the process of gametogenesis. It says that from an organism who is deployed in nature, in humans mainly, we are consist of how many total number of chromosomes? It is completely 23 pair, but 46 number of chromosomes. Out of which, how many of them are autosomes and how many of them are sex chromosomes? 44 are autosomes and 2 of them are sex chromosomes. Okay, got it. During the process of gametogenesis, what happens from diploid organism, okay, which has a set of 46, okay, out of this only 22 plus 1 6 chromosome comes for the fusion. As mentioned, okay. Now, if it comes from P1, then again from P2 also the same pattern will get repeated. Okay, here this from P1 and from P2, if 22 plus again 1 6 chromosome comes, then it will together form an offspring with diploid set of chromosome. This is how the number of chromosome in an organism gets balanced. As mentioned, okay. Now we will again move on to this first law of inheritance. Okay, that is law of segregation. Segregation means separation. Here the separation of chromosomes is happening, which will come under the process gametogenesis. Now in male, the gamete present is ovum. Okay, sorry, in female the gamete present is ovum, and the male it is sperm. Okay, now in fuse together, then they will form male offspring. Okay, if one eggs from here and one eggs from here will fuse together, then they will form female. Now, along with this law of segregation, we also got an explanation of sex determination. Okay, got it? Clear? We are done with law of segregation here. Now, capital T and small t will together form, if we call this capital T as tall plant and this one as dwarf plant, then capital T and small t will form tall or dwarf plant. Why? Okay, take the starter and explain. Why capital T and small t will have tall character?
Capital T and small t will have tall plant because here capital T is dominant.
Here capital T is dominant over small t. Okay, that's why capital T is able to express itself and mask the function of small t. Okay, now is it always possible that small t will always get masked, or there will come some time when it will express itself? There will be some time when it will be able to express itself. When will that time come? When there will be only recessive trait. That means if there is present only small t and small t, then only it will show the character that is dwarfness. Okay, that means in the presence of a capital or in the presence of a dominant allele, it will not be able to express itself. Got it? That's what our law of dominance is. Law of dominance states that, stand up. What is law of dominance states? Both the characters will pass, but only the dominant one will be able to express itself and mask the character of the recessive one. Sit down. Okay. We learned some of the important points like genes, then alleles, then chromosome, trait, then gametogenesis, fertilization, and sex determination is done. After that, mono, hybrid, cross. Now, for the third law of independent assortment also, all these terms will get used. Okay, but in spite of monohybrid cross, we will use dihybrid cross. Now, how is it different from monohybrid cross? Who can answer? Raise your hand. How dihybrid cross is different from monohybrid cross? Yes, in monohybrid cross, where we are taking only one character, for dihybrid cross, here we will take two different characters. And this statement, that is law of independent assortment, shows that it is not always necessary that one character will always get transmitted from one organism to another organism carrying its co-partner. Okay, that means if for one generation you are having fair skin and black hair, then not for every generation this be accompanied by black hair. Okay, got it? This will come under our third law of inheritance. That is law of independent assortment. That means every character has its ability to separate from its co-partner and express itself in the coming generation. It is not always necessary that two characters will get linked with each other. Okay, here this linkage property will not be seen. Will not be seen. Got it? Okay. Now we will do dihybrid cross here. Open your books and tell me for dihybrid cross what two characters we have to take. Tell me two characters that we need to take for dihybrid cross. Shape and color of the same. Okay. Here shape and color, these are two different traits. Okay, that's why we will study it under dihybrid cross. Got it? Now, for the shape, the dominant one is round. Round is the dominant character for the shape. This one is dominant. Okay. Now, the recessive form for the shape will be wrinkle. It is? Okay. Now, for color, the dominant one is green. And for wrinkled one, it will be? Check it once whether yellow is recessive one or dominant one. Yellow is dominant one. Yellow and then green. Okay. Now, in parent one, the character present is? Take the help from your book. It is yellow and brown. That means the alleles are capital R, capital Y and capital Y. This is round and okay. Then for P2 it is small y. The character is wrinkled green. Okay.
मोबाइल फोन और सांगसाथी आपण पिलाटीर पाठपढ़ा और कैरियर को प्रभावित करुच्ची कि आपण से विवृत कि तेबे आज ही आसतु आपण चाहूबा मन लगी संपूर्ण आवासिक स्कूल TSG गुरुकुल गोठपाटण भुवनेश्वर।